Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. You are tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to Transitions, Life, Lessons, and Legacy with Hyacinth Henderson and my lovely father, Mr. Robert Henderson Jr.
Yes. Happy Wednesday. So glad to be here. Got a busy day today. Boy, got a lot of things happening actually today. Oh my God, this year is starting off, And at the end of last year, I said 2024 going to dedicate this year to the power of choice, choosing, making good choices, And we talked about that like a show ago. Then we talked about the power of commitment. And today I want to talk about the power of repetition. What do you think about that?
It's excellent.
But first, let me tell you who I am. I'm Robert Henderson Jr. I'm a certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I am the president, founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group.
And
been in business for over 30. You gotta come.
Sorry, I know you rushing. I feel your rush energy.
Yeah.
Okay, slow it down.
Because I have a back-to-back appointment.
You got a haircut. Good job.
Okay.
Okay, but
just a little hair I have. You don't have to tell the whole world. But anyway,
slow the energy down.
I am the president and founder of the Henderson Financial Group. Also the founder and president of Henderson Insurance and Henderson Realty. We full service financial planning firm, and we have clients all over the country and out of the country also. And we love what we do. And I've been doing this for more than 30 years. My beautiful, wonderful, talented daughter working with me every day, Hyacinth Renee Henderson. How you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you for that nice introduction. I am Hyacinth Henderson, the co-CEO of the Henderson Financial Group. The Henderson Financial Group is a full-service financial planning and investment advisory firm. We're based in sunny South Florida. I have been with Florida.
Slow it down.
Right, Florida. I have been with the firm for 21, almost 22 years now. I absolutely love what I do. I love the mindset, the metaphysics components of money. I believe those things are highly important. Those are the foundations to building your physical 3D earthly wealth. And so I love Wednesdays. I love that we get to go deep. For those of you who are new, you will realize that I like to just take you you're I want to put my pinky toe in, and before you know it, your whole head underwater. That is me. I like to go deep and just explore different things. And the purpose of exploring and going deep is so that you can expand your consciousness.
You say you've been here for 21 years, but I thought you started when you was 20 years old, no? I thought you was 20.
No, probably 21, 20, maybe. Oh, maybe I was 20.
How about you was 20 years old?
Because I'm 42.
Right. That's why I always say I can count like 22. That. 20, 42, you're going to be 43 this year.
I was, because by the time I bought my first property, I was 21. And so I had already been there.
Right.
Been here.
Right.
Okay.
I got a good memory, So you've been here since you was 20, you're 42. That's 22 years. And
because the anniversary date, maybe. That's why. What were you going to say and what?
And then you're going to be 43 this year.
You was about to say July, huh?
August 7th.
Oh, look at you. You was just talking about I got a good memory. And I heard you pop out that July. I'm an August Leo.
No, I was thinking about something.
One of the most phenomenal days of your life. A life-changing day for you.
This definitely was a life-changing
One of the best days of your life. What would you have done without August 7th, 1981?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I got 5 of those days. I got to remember 5 children. Oh, my God,
You choose all about choices. You chose them. you
Oh, we won't go into that. All right. We won't go into that. Okay, so today on transitions on Wednesday, we talk about the mind. Because you got to get your mind right.
Oh, my angel numbers.
People want to make money. They want to invest. They want to get rich, become wealthy. But none of that can be accomplished until you have a good mind. You have to have a good mind. You have to get your mind right. And most people don't study themselves, don't study their mind. You study everything around you, but what's inside of you. And that's where it counts. You got to work on the inner before you can really see the fruits of the outer. You really have to. And that's something that, we're not really conscious of. We hear it goes in one ear, goes out the other one, but it really is true. I mean, really. So you have to, really sit down, meditate on that and get that in order. It's really in order. You have to work on the inside. So today, I want to talk about the power of repetition, which is one of my favorite topics. My daughter Hyacinth, every time I repeat or talk about something over, she's like, we did that before, 3 years ago, and I don't understand how she's 42 years old. She has to know by now that she has gotten here through repetition.
Can you give me some credit? Because when you called today and I said, do you have a topic for the show?
Yeah, I heard that sigh.
It was internal. I didn't even let it out. You said,
I know.
yeah, I was thinking about the power of repetition.
I
And
know.
I said, okay.
Yeah, you said just like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Internally, I was like, we
Yeah.
talked about this already, but then I would have given the floor to you to be able to say, Hyacinth, Hyacey, you know, you got to keep repeating it. And I didn't do that. And you still brought it on the show. So I might as well be like, you know, we talked about this already.
Yeah. Just like they told Lil Ronnie, don't steal. And he stole
in
in jail. You in jail. Just like they told you, you know, good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good become your better and your better become your best. How many people are doing that? How many people trying to get? Most people say I'm good. They're not even trying to get to better, and definitely not thinking about being the best. So you have to have repetition. And repetition, if you think about it, anybody who you look in the world, anyone who you look at and you say they're professional, they're really good at something, they have mastered repetition. If you look at an Olympia player, I mean, somebody who's in the Olympics, you look at LeBron James or baseball, basketball, or somebody who's music, that's a lot of repetition. I'll never forget I was in the studio with, God bless the dead, Heavy D.
Are you having this? Never mind.
And this day was going, I thought the song was good. They must have spent 8 hours going over the track over and over and over. I mean, I just kept saying, how many times they gonna listen to it? But they just kept tweaking it and tweaking it. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm telling you, everybody who is considered really good at what they do, it takes time. It's over and over and over. When you look at a basketball player and he just shoots like it's so easy, that guy he done did that a million times. That same shot until and I'm reminded when I'm playing the piano and I'm learning a new song, and I look at it and I say, oh my God, this looks like it's so hard to play. And I start working on it a little bit by little, but every day I pinch at it, and a month later I'm like, oh my God. Now, why are you looking at why are you making those faces?
Because it's so much is bubbling up inside. One of the things, are you having a Super Bowl party this year?
No.
Why not? Usher is
I
performing.
don't care about no Usher. I ain't gonna get no money.
Okay.
What are they gonna do for me?
I wanted to
go on
come and
YouTube,
see it
Usher.
at your house.
I never thought about it. I haven't thought. I want to be in my bed with the room with dark, the temperature down really low, 40 degrees in my room or something with my comforters on and dark in there. And
So that means no Super Bowl party.
Nah, y'all can have a Super Bowl party out there. Y'all come out there and have a Super Bowl, but I want to do power choices.
Okay,
Choices.
so that was one thing I was thinking. I was like, I want to see Usher perform. You haven't seen him. You missed him in Vegas. Okay.
I don't feel like I missed nothing. I'm okay. I don't feel like I'm doing okay. Let's go.
So let's unpack.
So you say you got a lot of going on in your head because you're making these faces when I'm talking about the power of repetition.
Because I was thinking, I wonder if he's having a Super Bowl party. I really wanted Detroit to win so I could see all the Gator
So all
boots.
I
in
was
the
saying, I was just oh Lord.
There was the other thoughts too, but I already know. Like, let's get into it. So we'll talk about the Super Bowl party afterwards.
A lot of people, what I'm talking about, they have no clue.
I know, but I want to unpack it. I think this is a great topic. Thank you so much for bringing this topic to the World Wide Web
Are you
today.
being sarcastic? Are you being sarcastic? Or you?
No, I'm not.
Because you hate when I repeat a topic, which I think that is so dearing and just such a powerful ingredient to for one to have on the path to success.
Hate is such a strong word. It's not that I hate it. I just feel like we've done it before, but I didn't say that today.
Okay.
You're projecting from past
Okay,
experiences.
let's go.
So I do thank you for this topic today. I think it is a wonderful topic.
And why do you think it's a wonderful topic?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. I
Why?
think it's a wonderful topic because most people don't realize that they are repeatedly doing something anyway.
Yes, they are.
They're repeatedly doing something. And so then I want to spend this time to unpack the power of repetition and why you aren't choosing to do new things repeatedly. So that's why I say it's a great topic, because although we've talked about repetition probably 100,000 times, we have not explored it in this way.
People still don't know. They unconsciously, they don't know what's going on.
I agree, but we also we also understand that people don't learn by you telling them, just by saying you need to practice repetition. If you want to be LeBron James, you got to do it over and over and over. Like, people are like, all right, Marshawn Lynch, we understand the over and over and
so
over
people
again.
learn by
so
what?
We need to unpack. So let's explore.
Doing. They do learn by doing.
Let's explore
Okay.
The power of repetition, which is such a
Okay.
phenomenal topic. I'm glad that you chose this topic today.
Okay.
And let's unpack it a little bit and explore why people aren't choosing to repeat new behaviors. Because I believe that everyone who's listening to this has already mastered the power of repetition. You got your life jacket on? You coming deep? Because we in 6 feet.
Give me proof. Well. I know the guy that calls himself can't get right, and he just everything he touches turn to boo boo because he keep doing it wrong. He keeps saying 1 + 1 is 12, and he keeps saying that. Yeah, he has mastered the power of repetition because he keep doing the wrong thing. But if he wants to right his ship, and he says it's too hard to do,
he's going to have to repeatedly do something new. That goes back to my point.
Okay.
So that's why I said, yes, love this topic. So glad you brought it to today's show.
Okay.
And everyone who's listening to this has already mastered the power of repetition. You are repeating something, some areas of your life. Your life is a result of what you repeatedly think and what you repeatedly do. Can we agree to that?
100%.
So is it that the power of repetition is the problem, or is it that the power of repetition is what needs to be focused on? Or do we need to understand and
I think it's misunderstood.
And there's a word that's coming to me, but you keep you doing all this over here. You being Junebug today. So you being Junebug.
I think it's misunderstood.
And it could be. So this is why we're going to spend this show unpacking, right? So the power of repetition combined with the power of choice can yield new results.
Okay.
I think we talked about this last week, where most people don't realize they have a choice. And that's why I was saying it's so easy to make a choice. So let me not go too fast, because my mind is like, I'm off of Usher things, since you don't want to do that at your house.
I'll talk about Usher. Yeah.
But, and let's start here. Everyone is already a master at repeating something. Okay, Hyacinth, I'm picking up what you're putting down. So the issue is not that you don't repeatedly do something, it's that you're not repeatedly doing the things to yield the results that you want to achieve.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Do I understand? I get it. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now
on the same page. Okay.
Okay. So then let's unpack this a little bit. If you are a master at repeating, however, you are not repeatedly doing the things that you say you want, if you're not repeatedly doing the things that are in alignment with the things that you say you want, with the type of life that you say you want to live, then let's fill in the gray area. Why are you not repeatedly doing the new things? And it's because most people are afraid of newness.
Fear.
Right. So we get to unpack this, because just saying, you got to repeat it and do it and do it and do it. And you got to keep shooting a shot at it. And it's like, yeah, I understand. I got to keep shooting a shot. And then one day I may be able to shoot a free throw with my eyes closed. However, there's some gray area in between the repeating of the action.
Well, discipline and commitment comes in.
Discipline and commitment. And I believe that most people want it. So let's stick with fear, and then I'll go another level. So fear, yes. Fear of what? Fear of not succeeding, because it's an overwhelming there's so many people, an overwhelming amount of people who really don't know it, but they have a fear of being accomplished, a fear. Believe it or not, there are some people have a fear of winning. There's some people that have a fear of really accomplishing something. They have that fear because they're afraid that they probably can't do it. So they have a fear of it. Right. And the fear, I agree. And I think that people don't realize that they have these fears. They use excuses to mask the fact that they're afraid of something. And usually what people are afraid of is the unknown. So let's tie this all together. If we're saying that the power of repetition is what's needed for you to change your life and achieve your goals and live the life of your dreams, your desires, the life that you were born here to live, because your birthright is prosperity. If you say that you want that, but the behaviors, the thoughts, and the actions that you have mastered repeating are not in alignment with giving you the results of what you say you want, then we have come to know that it's not that you don't understand repetition. You understand repetition, but you're choosing to repeat behaviors, actions, and thoughts that are not getting you to where you got to go. Well, why don't you choose new behaviors? Just make new choices. Well, I'm scared. What are you scared of? Are you scared of success?
Yes. And a commitment.
Okay.
and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get on something that's uplifting, that's going to bring you up, that's going
Mm-hmm.
to take you to another level, you're going to have to do something that you normally don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't want to come out of their comfort zone and doing something and change the way they were doing something, because you become complacent and it becomes a habit of doing something the wrong way that's just not getting you there. And so I would use an example. Let's just say I don't know how to play a trumpet.
Okay.
I've never picked up a trumpet to my mouth. I don't know how to play it, but I like the way a trumpet sounds.
Okay.
First, in order for me to to take up this challenge, I have to have a desire to play. I have to have a desire
Mm-hmm.
to play the trumpet. I mean, just because you tell me to play it, first prerequisite in order to,
I have to want to play it.
I have to want to play it.
Yeah, desire.
So, but when it comes to like financial wellness, a lot of people say they want it,
Mm-hmm.
but what they do speak so loud, it doesn't seem like they want it, because a lot of people just spend every dime they get. You know what I mean? They live paycheck to paycheck. They make $500 a week. They spend all 500. So doing something and saying something is totally different. So let's say this trumpet. So if I do, let's say I have a desire, I want to play this trumpet because I like the way it sounds. Louis Armstrong, I want to play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I would have to, first of all, I have to change what I normally do on a daily basis. I have to block some time, at least an hour or something a day, and I have to commit.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do it today and then do it next. And the next time I do it is next month. We can use this example. I'm saying a trumpet. You can say if you want to exercise, whatever you want to do. The prerequisite, what you have to have is, first of all, the commitment, the desire to do it, really the thirst, a burning desire to do it. You have to have a burning desire to do it. Nobody has to tell you, come on, it's time to play the trumpet. The teacher don't have to say it's time to play the trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing the trumpet and you're going to commit because that's what you want to do. So you got to have a desire. That's one, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order to get to this repetition. You agree?
I agree.
Then from having a desire comes with, you have to commit.
Okay.
You have to commit. I'm going to do this every morning at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning I'm going to play the trumpet and I'm going to commit 1 hour.
Okay.
And then you have to have the discipline. You cannot lie and say you're going to commit every morning at 8 a.m. and you do it today and don't do it until next month, 30 days later. So you're already blowing it. If you really have desire, you have to first have the commitment, okay? And you have to commit to it, and you have to have the discipline. And now you put the numbers up.
Okay.
Once you got those, and now you get the numbers, I'm gonna tell you something. From me not knowing how to play a trumpet at all, day one, if I do that for 30 days, I'm gonna get better.
Mm-hmm.
In 30 days, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, look, I'm gonna look at my progress, and then I'm gonna say, okay, look at this progress. Let me do another 30 days. But I'm focused. And my friends are calling me and saying, hey, let's go do this, let's go do this at 8 o'clock. No, I can't do that. I'm blocking out all the noise. I'm not going to have breakfast with somebody because they just came to town, because I'm committed and I'm doing the repetition. And next thing you know, I'm 6 months in this thing. Next thing you know, I am a year in this thing. Do you think I can play the trumpet a year later better than I played it the first day?
Absolutely.
That's the power of commitment and repetition.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that's a beautiful.
Now, let me tell you something. There is nothing on the planet that if any of us set that up, whether you want to play the trumpet or you want to be a cook, whether you want to play basketball, whatever you want to do. If you do that, it's impossible not to succeed. What do you say?
I like the way this conversation is going.
Okay.
Thank you again for choosing such a wonderful topic.
Just keep on thanking me. She's thanking me. You might be thanking me because you might be thanking me that you was born. I ain't hear you say that. Thank you, Daddy,
That's why
that
I
I'm
told
born.
you August 7th was the best day of your life.
No, what about you? You got you all about me. You got to say thank you, Daddy, for helping me be born. Thank you, Daddy, for helping me to be born.
Thank you again for choosing such a wonderful topic.
Yeah. You should be thanking me you born. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is I love your example. I want to tap into the space of, okay, I say I have the desire. I say I want to play the trumpet, or I say I want financial well-being, or I say I want a healthy relationship, or I say I want
commitment
to be a CEO, or I want to start a business. I say I want this. I have the desire, right?
Yeah.
I have the burning desire. You set aside the time, right? I have the time to do it. I made the time to do it. I've committed to doing it at that certain time. But why, if I've done it for 2 days, 10 days, 20 days, why have I now stopped at the 21st or the 25th day? I think, well, we should introduce into this conversation, and I X out, I think. So when y'all see me pause, it's because I'm very intentional with my words. But let's introduce into this conversation the fact that a lot of people stop short because they don't have any foresight and they don't see the result immediately.
Yeah, that's a problem,
That's a big issue.
especially for people of color.
You know, don't
well-
honey boo boo them and the trick.
Well, I know. I ain't talking about them. I'm not talking about them. They stay hidden. They stay hidden. Nobody see them. People of color, they all out. Okay, I'm talking the ones you see all the time. If you don't want to be talked about, just stay hidden. Okay.
I agree, but you know it goes beyond color. That's the point. You
I know,
almost got
it's
me
a
out of
principle.
character.
These are principles. These are principles. I know.
It's okay. So here's the thing. When we acknowledge that you have to be so committed that you continue doing it even if you don't see the result immediately.
Yes.
That's difficult for people to do. And I believe that's why people choose to master repeating their old behaviors instead of choosing to master new behaviors.
Stuff that ain't gonna get them nowhere. Stuff that's sorry.
But in their mind, but if you think about it from their perspective, they don't see it as I'm not getting anywhere. They see it as I'm just living.
They say I'm broke.
Henderson.
They say they're broke.
And a lot of them are just okay. A lot of people are just okay. They're not broke, but they're just okay. You get to see in real life. This is not scripted. This is not live. Now y'all get to see. Well, for 42 years, your girl has had the pleasure of encountering.
Just say I'm looking at. They're not, okay, they're not broke. They all rich. Everybody. Okay, I got it. I get it. I get it. Okay. All right. But see, I get where you were going. And what I just laid out in terms of, because if you all just joining us, we're talking about the power of commitment.
Oh God.
Excuse me, we're talking about the power of repetition.
Yes, we are.
And like and Heisey said, it's easy said than done. That's basically what you were saying. Because I said it's easy. I know you were just saying, what were you saying?
Well, what I'm saying
words
is
don't do nothing. You said something. What were you saying?
We were just talking about the fact that you agreed to have a Super Bowl party. Since you don't remember, I can tell you whatever I want to say. No, since you don't remember, you asking me. It's whatever I want. Okay, let's bring it back.
I'm not having
okay, so let's bring it back because let's bring it back. So
power of repetition.
The power of repetition. What I'm saying is, I get what you're saying, Mr. Henderson. It's easy to say you need to master repetition. And what I'm doing is I am making little checkpoints so that people can understand where they're falling short, because everyone is a master at repetition. Right now, everyone is a master at repetition. Your life is a result of the actions, the thoughts, and the behaviors that you repeatedly do. It's a result of your beliefs that you repeatedly keep telling yourself. So each and every one of us are masters of repetition. The problem is not that people do not know how to be repetitious. Is that a word?
Yeah, I would say how to direct it and use it wisely to get them to the next level, to help them go up in mobility.
Yes, and there are nuances in there, right? So we can say one thing, and we know that, just like you said, people say they want to be wealthy, people say they want to be healthy, but they make opposite choices. And the reason why, so what I'm doing is unpacking some reasons why people say one thing and do another. Because yes, we know that your actions and your words should align. However, that's not the masses. And so that since that's not the masses, let's talk about why you're saying you want one thing and you're doing another. So let's use the example of health. If you say you want to be healthy, yet you keep making unhealthy options, I think we all understand that, you go to the gym one time, you still lifting up your shirt, looking in the mirror like, do I got abs now? No, and we understand on a logical level that, okay, I put in an hour, 2 hours at the gym. This one time, I ain't been in 6 months or maybe 6 years, but I'm still in the mirror checking to see some visual results. The same thing with people with their money. Okay, I met with Mr. Henderson and Hyacinth of the Henderson Financial Group. I listened to them on transitions. I've had this life-changing epiphany. and they're telling me to start saving $500 a month. And 1 month I save $500. In 2 months I save $500. But then by the third month, I'm like, I ain't rich yet. I still can't take that vacation that I see everybody on Instagram taking. I still can't go buy that new car that I see my neighbor buying. I am not succeeding at building wealth because I don't see the result immediately. And since I'm not succeeding at building wealth, I'm going to result to the old behaviors that I was repeating and stay stuck in a cycle. So what I'm saying is I want to talk about that space and give the audience something to unpack and think about, because we are all masters of repetition.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something real. I'm going to tell you why I like this topic. So I'm 65 years old. 17 years ago, how old was I? Can you know? Let's do. Okay, so let me tell you right quick. I used to know how to do math, but now I don't have to do that.
Okay,
So
well, you know, 65 times that's 55.
All right, so I was
That's
48 years old.
Correct.
Okay, so when I was 48 years old,
Mhm.
your auntie, Linda, said to me, she went out and she ran, her and her girlfriends ran a half a marathon. And she came back in the office and she had this framed picture of her and how nobody was around her. And she was like running and she had her bib on, her number, and she came back and she had a medal, and it was framed. And she came to the office and she said, "Look what I got." And I looked at her and I said, "Where'd you buy that from?" And she said, she did not buy it. She said, she ran a half a marathon. And I said, "Well, I don't see nobody next to you or whatever. You must you either in first place and left everybody behind, or you in dead last because ain't a crowd by you."
Mhm.
And she said, "Oh, fat boy, you just jealous because you never got a medal in nothing."
Mhm.
And I looked at her and I said, wow, I was 48 years old.
Hmm.
And I said, "You ran a half marathon?" I said, "Yeah, how long is that?" She says, "That's 13.1 miles." And I said, "How long did it take you?" And she said it took her 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
And I said, "Okay, I want one of those." She said, "You can't get this." So I didn't talk to her anymore. And that night I went home and laced up my sneakers and I went running. And I couldn't run for 2 minutes straight
Mhm.
without totally out of breath. And I said, "How am I going to run for 2.5 hours for 13 miles?" Now, to fast forward, I went out every day without talking to her, without talking to anybody. I told Natalie, my wife, I was going out to run. And every day I would go out and I would run until I got up to 1 mile without stopping. Then I did it 2 miles and then I kept on. In a short time, I guess probably within 4 months, I was running 10 miles standing up without stopping. And what dawned on me is, here's a guy who had never ran. I hated PE. I liked sports, but I didn't want to run. It dawned on me, I could not believe that I discovered something about myself, that I was able to run 10 miles because somebody had challenged me and said I couldn't do it. And I had such a hard time getting there, but every day I worked on it and worked on it. And next thing I know, I'm running repetitiously 10 miles without stopping.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, an epiphany came over to me. I said, "Oh my God." Because in high school, every time I ran 1 mile. The next day I rest. When I got ready to run again 1 mile, it didn't hurt so bad. So then the following day, I rest and I went and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna run 2 miles." It hurt. It was excruciating pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, "Okay, I'm going to rest my body." And then the following day, I ran the same 2 miles and it didn't hurt. So I said, "Oh my God, I see how this works." And I said, "You know what?" After I ran 10 miles, and then when marathon time was coming to run, it was January, we was having a race. Linda saw me, she was shocked. And her and her friends were there, and we got on the starting line, and I took off like Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm.
I beat them. I was so far ahead of them. She was shocked. I didn't even stop for a water break or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it came on me. I said, "You know what? I accomplished that through the power of repetition. I did not stop." And then I turned around. That's when I went and bought a piano. I said, I ordered a grand piano.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom was like, "Wow, you don't know how to play the piano." I said, "I could do anything I want
Mm-hmm.
with repetition." As a matter of fact, I could probably fly a plane. I may go be a pilot too. I said, this it's endless. Now, I was 48 years old. That was 17 years ago. Now, When I was 48, I was already a certified financial planner. I was already a stockbroker. I was already an insurance advisor. I was already a real estate broker. All of those licenses,
Mm-hmm.
I had to practice repetition.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be disciplined. I had to be committed. But I still was doing it because that's what I was doing. But not until I was 48 that I was conscious of how to really, really knowingly, without just doing it, be conscious of what I was doing. That's the point I'm trying to get. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
So I'm saying, even though you can do it, a lot of people still not conscious of really, because when you conscious, you could really direct it. You could really force feel. You could really you could really chop it up. You know what I mean? Instead of just doing it. Okay, go ahead. I want to hear your input.
Can we just go a little bit deeper?
Yes, let's go
Okay,
deeper.
you know, I like-
deeper.
Okay, very good.
10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet,
30.
30 feet. Okay, let's dive deeper.
30. Okay, so here's the thing. So I love that beautiful example that you shared about the first time you ran a half marathon. It was a great illustration. So a lot of people who are listening, they got the visual of Mr. Henderson being
Oh,
called.
because after that, then I went for the full marathon. I just want to let y'all know. After I did the 13 and a half marathon, you know, I had to bust out.
Mhm.
That was at 48. You know, by the time I got 2 years later, I did the 26-mile run.
Let
Okay,
me-
I just want to let you
Let me
know.
ask you a question. So before Linda shared with you that she ran a half marathon, did you know that half marathons or marathons were a thing?
What do you mean? What
Did you know that people were running marathons?
I heard of it, but I didn't care
Right,
about
you
it.
heard it, but you didn't care about it. Okay,
She
so
called me fat and said I couldn't do it.
that's the point. That's my point. Your why. You had heard about them. Your why, which fueled your motivation for consistency and repetition, was because she called you fat boy.
That's right. And I hated running.
And I heard that story. And as you were saying the story, I'm like, I know our audience has heard him tell the story again several
Not
times.
these audience.
Okay. Okay.
And they might have didn't listen to it like that.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
And the key is the motivating factor that inspired you to go out and train day in and day out is because Linda called you fat boy
and said I couldn't
and
do
said
it.
you couldn't do it.
Right.
Not because you wanted to run a marathon.
No.
You had heard about and you're like, I want to do this. So your why was your motivating factor
That's right.
that got you to build the consistency and the discipline
That's right.
and to repeatedly train for the marathon.
That's right.
We cannot leave that on the table when we're explaining this topic to the audience.
I love that. I love that.
What do you love about it?
Because I'm thinking about my blackness and being in America, and I'm supposed to be nothing.
Okay, we're on two different pages right now. I'm not thinking
I'm
about
supposed to be
color.
nothing.
I'm not thinking about color.
Or
This
me,
is beyond
with
color.
me, my daddy being a drunk and didn't have nothing. And my mom was a janitor. All that. Y'all ain't gonna count me out. I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, that was my why. Okay, go ahead. Don't get me started. Okay, go ahead.
I don't have to get you started.
Okay,
It
go
seems
ahead.
to me in the audience that you get yourself started quite well.
All right,
You
well-
don't need anybody to
Well,
get you
go
started.
ahead. Go ahead.
And you
go
asked me, but you didn't ask me. So the point is your why, identifying
ahead.
your
I got a
why.
why. Yeah, I got a why.
So, and I love that you brought to the conversation that you were already a stockbroker, you were already a certified financial planner, you already had all these other licenses and
That require
credentials and things
commitments.
like that, right? So it's not like you were at the bottom of the barrel, which is why I said before, people don't have to be poor or broke to not commit to something or to want to commit to something. You understand what I'm saying? They can just be like, I don't need to. Like, I'm fine. There is someone out there who is living their life, just like we talked about last week. You don't have to be sick to get better. They're living their life and they're just living an okay life, an average life, mediocre. And for us, for someone, let me not say us, for someone on the outside, we can see that they have so much more potential and so much more available to them. And for them, they're like, this is it. I'm good.
Well, see, and where you going? That's why I question people who say they really, really want to get their financial house in order. You have to question it.
Well, you have to understand. So
Why? I'm going back to the why.
You the why and the
commitment. Go ahead.
I can't go ahead because every time I go ahead, here you come right here. Go ahead. I'm gonna yield the floor to you.
Drink some water. Go ahead.
No.
I'm gonna drink some water. Go ahead. Tell me, because I question people that say, "Hey, I want to get my." Because when she called me fat and said I had never ran and I was just jealous and I had never got a medal, and I said, "How dare her?" Inside, I'm going to show her. She can't just call me out. Who does she think she is?
Mhm.
And that was enough to give me a burning desire to show her, and I showed myself.
Mhm.
Now, if I'm poor, if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, and I got to eat, mud pies, and the world discriminates against me, that's gonna be my why too. So I question. So people who say they want more, maybe that their why isn't strong enough, is what you're saying.
They haven't identified their why. They may also have an issue with understanding that although you don't see the results right now, every action that you're doing and consistently, repeatedly showing up is adding to the results that you're going to see in the future. So a lot of people don't understand that. I believe that, especially in the way that society is today, where if I want lunch right now, I can push a button on my phone, and by the time we get downstairs, it'll be there, right? So I don't have to get off the air, go to the store, buy the groceries, come home, clean the food. Well, I don't have to do that, right? So because of the society that we're in now, in addition
Instant.
to in addition to the programming nature that we have been in, and to want it instant, like people already don't want to wait for things. And then we're reminded that you don't really got to wait. Like if you want it, you can get it. So when you tell someone you can get this, I'm going to lay out the plan for you to get it. However, you have to consistently do it, and it may take you 6 months or 6 years. A lot of people have a problem with that, and they don't even realize they have a problem with that. So that's what I'm saying. They don't realize that they have a problem with understanding the laws of nature. Whereas you choose the seed first. Before you even choose the seed, you decide what kind of fruit you want to eat. Then you choose the seed. After you decide what type of fruit you want to eat, do you love watermelon? You love cherries? What do you like? After you do that, then you must choose the seed. So intention, desire, then you must actually plant the seed in the ground. Every day when I walk out of my house, you know what I see in my backyard?
What?
Banana tree.
Hmm.
3 years ago, that banana tree wasn't there. I planted the banana tree. Every so often, you know what? I may walk out and it's a new bushel of bananas.
Wow.
I don't even eat bananas.
You don't?
No, my son eats bananas. They're not good for our blood type. Don't eat bananas. But the point is, for the first probably 12 months, minimum 12 months, I didn't see anything. And then when I saw something, I saw the stalk and the roots of the tree, but I didn't see any bananas. It wasn't until months.
Were you still paying attention, or you forgot
after
about
months? Well, I wasn't out there every day looking at it. But when I would juice, I would go out there and I put my juice scraps out there. I would pay a little bit of attention, but I wasn't out there every day like when are the bananas going to come. As a matter of fact, when I put the seed in the ground and started it, I really forgot about it until one day I was in the kitchen and I'm looking at, and I'm like, oh my God, look at I forgot I planted. Same thing with the papaya tree back there.
Oh, so you don't have to cultivate it and go and do anything else. Once you plant the seed, you can just walk away. It'll do its thing. It'll do its own thing.
We live in South Florida, so you have rain,
right,
the climate,
right,
things
what I'm
like
saying,
that.
you don't have to go and nurse it
not on a consistent basis. When I juice, sometimes I'll put the scraps out there, but not on a consistent basis. But the point that I'm trying to make, or the point that I am making, the point that I'm making is that a lot of people forget those lessons from nature. So yes, they want better. Yes, they want you, as you say, they're eating mud pies. And I don't believe everybody's eating mud pies. Some people are just living paycheck to paycheck, and they've been living paycheck to paycheck for so long. When I say take a step back and do it this way, it doesn't make sense for them because they can't see the immediate change next month. It reminds me of a new coaching client that I have. This lady is self-employed. She's a esthetician. And she came to me. She says, I make over 6 figures. I'm new in business and I don't have no money saved. She said, I don't have any money saved. It seems like I'm getting money coming in and money is going out. I don't know. And she makes over 6 figures. And I'm like, okay, let me tell you what I can offer you. So the first month we start, and everybody, when they come, they're like, okay, tell me the latest stock pick, tell me what I need to do. Just tell me what I need to do. And when I make the decision to take someone on as a coaching client, I'm looking at your mindset, because you're not going to run me crazy about just telling you what you need. Like, I need to understand if you're going to actually show up and do the work. Long story short, last week, we looked at her numbers. We set an income goal. I can't remember what the income goal was, but her income increased by $5,000 in December. In January, and today's the 31st, she set an income goal and she had surpassed that income goal by $8,000.
Wow.
So now, because when she came, she's like, I want to pay off my debt, and just tell me how to do it. I'm like, but hold on, I can't just be telling you, we got to do this stuff. So now she understands that as an entrepreneur, or as someone who says that she wants wealth, says that she wants something different, by understanding the process with accountability, right? That's where we come in, because she had tried to do it by herself and she was unsuccessful.
Okay.
But the accountability, because understanding that not everybody can say, okay, I hear what y'all are saying and we're going to go do it. So 1 month she increased her income by $5,000. The second month, and this is actually our third month working together, but the second month after the 5,000 increase, she increased her income by $10,000 in 30 days.
Wow. That's
in 30 days. So it's a lot more nuanced. That's the point. Before we get out of here, it's 111. Make a wish. 111. Make a wish. What's your wish? Don't tell us. Okay. Before we get out of here, what I want you all to understand, overstand, and understand is that you're all masters at repetition. You are a master at repetition. So I don't want you to leave here feeling like I got to learn how to repeat stuff. I got to learn how to master repetition. You are a master at repetition. You want to know what you've mastered? Look at your life. Look at the results of your life, right? If your bank account or your wealth or your assets, your net worth isn't where you want it to be, well, maybe you have mastered spending more than you invest. Maybe you have mastered spending more than you save. Mastered, let me use the word repetition. Maybe you repeatedly spend more than you save. Maybe you repeatedly spend more than you invest. Maybe you repeatedly hoard what you save and don't invest it. Because I have a client like that. She got like $300,000 cash in the bank. Don't want to invest it. So are you building wealth? No, because you have no assets. So you have repeatedly done something, and the results of your life are going to tell you what you have repeatedly done. If you're out of shape, overweight, no cardiovascular health, you know what you have repeatedly done. You have repeatedly sat down instead of exercise. You have repeatedly eaten donuts instead of kale or spinach. So now that we understand that you are already a master of repetition, now we get to choose what you want to be a master of repetition of, right?
Right. If you want to accomplish something, if you feel that you don't know how to do something, if you don't know how to ride a bike, don't just say I don't know how to ride it, and another person do know how to ride it. The only reason why one person knows how to ride it is because they repped it. That's it. You want to learn how to swim, but you say you're afraid of swim. You don't know how to swim. You have to rep it. You have to start little bit by little bit, and you have to make that commitment. And every day, take swimming lessons, and inch by inch, you have to do that. So if you have a desire to do something, you can do it, but you have to understand. You have to rep it. You have to repetition. Nobody's better than you. They just out-repped you. That's all.
And the why is fueling them. Yes. Their why is fueling them. Just like you explained about why you chose to run that half marathon at 48, and you kept doing it. You said you couldn't run. Right? You didn't like running.
I didn't like them. Even when I ran it, I didn't like it. When I ran the half a marathon, even the marathon, it really was not about, it wasn't a physical thing to me. It was 1,000% mental. It was all mental, because out there running, and you're there by yourself and you don't have nobody running with you, you get all kind of thoughts saying, why are you doing this? Why don't you stop? You're not getting paid for this. What are you trying to accomplish? And that was come to me, Jesus come to me, Jesus moment. You have to say, okay, I'm doing this because I'm committing to something, because you have all kind of thoughts, why I'd rather be home, laying down or, chilling. And then especially when you do a full marathon, I mean, when I told people I was going to do a half marathon, people say, you crazy. Why would you do that? And I said, because I've never done it before, and I want to just, see the benefits of it. And then when I got ready to do the full marathon, 26 miles, people like, you out of your mind. If you Google how many people on the planet has ran a full marathon, it's not even half of 1%. Most people like, that's too big. That's just, I can't do that. But I like to challenge my potential. I really do. I like to say, okay, God made you, God made him, her, whatever. I mean, I'm just as good. Let me see if I can do it.
And you chose the half marathon to challenge your potential because Linda called you fat boy and said you couldn't do it.
Right. And I did it 4 more times.
And this is important because as people are choosing what they are going to repeatedly do, you have to understand your why. You hearing Mr. Henderson's story about how he ran a marathon. I'm the only one in the office ain't ran a half marathon yet. The only one. Everybody else, Antonio, Tavares, Tavares, supposed to know.
Yeah, that's right. Tavares just started running, did a half. Antonio did one half. Yeah, you only one. That's right. What's wrong with you, girl?
Ain't nothing wrong with me.
You
My
ain't
why
got no,
ain't
your
big
why
enough.
ain't big
And
enough.
my why ain't big enough.
What if we start putting everybody plaques on the wall in the office?
I don't care about that.
See, that's it's like Usher. I don't care about no Usher. I see. I get it. Oh, I understand.
Right. So, but
I get it.
and this is a real life illustration, so
I get
that
it.
when people are choosing what to repeat, they can understand their personal why.
So just with that same,
Mhm.
on the same note, when people say, "Hey, I want to be wealthy," you think, enough of people that say I want to be wealthy and they're not really doing it? You think their why is not strong enough?
Right. So here's the thing. So there may be people who are like, oh, I want to be wealthy, or they think they want to be wealthy because they want to have the latest fashions, or they want a bigger house. Their why isn't strong enough if they don't achieve it. Right. If they don't achieve it, their why isn't strong enough. But then when you drill down and life presents them with an example, that's why you hear of often people like, I had to hit rock bottom. Once I hit rock bottom, then I catapulted up. That woke me up. Right. So for someone, being wealthy so that you can have a 10,000, for me, being wealthy so I can have a 10,000 square foot house, not going to motivate me, because I'm like, I don't want that.
It's a lot of dust.
I don't, I'm like, I
It's
don't,
a lot of dust.
I be like in 2 rooms right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't, so that wouldn't motivate me enough to say, hey, Hyacinth, go do this and this, and you make $100 billion, and then you get this. It wouldn't motivate me enough. However, if the why, and this is for other people as well, if the why is, listen, you need to increase your wealth so that you have more freedom, you have more time to spend with your family, you never have to worry about how much something costs, you can just go in a store, your children want something, like, you don't have to worry about that, you don't have the stress that comes along with not being financially independent or financially wealthy. You don't have the stress. You can actually take your children on vacation. You guess what? Sign me up all day. So I get to go to this. I don't even have to look. I don't have to check my balance. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know how much it costs.
Well, that was my why too. My why, that's exactly
Yeah.
my why. I want to have more
Yeah.
freedom, do what I want to do, when I want to do it,
Mhm.
how I want to do it,
Mhm.
and that means a lot to me. And people say, "Bro, why I want a Rolls Royce? Don't mean nothing to me."
Right. So you have to understand. So we're bringing this in because it's not about the material items that we're listing, but as you're listening to this and you leave this episode and you're like, okay, I am a master at repetition. I want a different life. Let me master repeating something else. And when you get ready to choose it, you need to choose it with the understanding, and understanding that you choosing your success is directly correlated. That's the C word I was thinking about earlier. Your success is directly correlated to the work that you have done to identify your personal why, not nobody else's why.
Yep. That's why we don't have time to run behind you when you basically come here and say you want to work with the Henderson Finance Group, and we give you a plan and say, let's do this thing, and you don't show up. We ain't getting ready to call you up like, hey, what are you doing? Come on back. No. Your why ain't strong. If your why ain't strong, why should I be stronger than yours? Why? No, we're not getting ready to bam you on the head. Why you ain't called me? No, you know it's time to get going.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to get going. So, Saturday I'll be here.
You will?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice.
Yes.
You're going to be here Saturday.
Yes.
Good
James
for
T
you.
and myself. I don't know if London's probably going to come.
Mhm.
And that's going to be Understanding Money. It started at 9 a.m. So you guys, we're going to talk about, I got some strategy I want to talk to you all about. Matter of fact, I had previewed and said that I'm going to talk about the difference between trust. Saturday, we're going to talk the difference between revocable living trust and a irrevocable living trust. It's a big difference because people always say, what's trust? I need a trust. Most people don't know how to use them or what's it for. I'm going to break it down to you like a 6-year-old and talk to you about what is the purpose of a living trust and what is the purpose of an irrevocable living trust. They have children trust. There's over 100 different trusts, but that seems to be the buzzword now. People are like, I want a trust, but why do you want one? And do you know how to use it? And what is it for? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that Saturday.
There goes that why again. It's very important.
Very
why.
important.
Yeah, because a lot of people could do call here. And thanks to the internet, they learned the word trust and asset protection. They didn't know about this maybe 5 years ago. And so they're like, I want to trust. I'm like, okay, why do you want to trust? Because I heard no. But what do you want? What do you want to accomplish? Why are you interested in? And a lot of times people don't understand that.
No,
they don't know. They haven't thought about why they want to trust or what they want the trust to do. I think that's a great topic for Saturday. I spoke with a new caller yesterday. She is a single woman, 3 children, owns real estate, and has no estate planning.
Oh, wow. Trust.
No estate planning. And I'm like, in the blink of an eye, something can change. You got minor children, what's going to happen with your property? And people don't think about that.
No, they don't. And that's what the Henderson Financial Group is here. Yeah. You can also go to our website at www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. www. You got to put the in front of it, though, okay? THENDERSON thehendersonfinancialgroup.com, and you'll find a whole lot of information on there that can help you. You can also sign up for an appointment there,
Mhm.
and you can call our office at 305
825-1444. Once again, 305-825-1444. And for our current clients, be sure to do your risk assessment. I have been
Yes.
sending out those emails.
That's very important. You got to do the risk assessment. You got to know where your risk at, your risk tolerance. Okay. That's good for 2024. We got to get that going on y'all. Okay. Peace, love, and happiness.
So, later.